What's up? Welcome into your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a Labor Day, Monday, September 1st, 2025. Welcome in. Hope you're still enjoying this Buckeye victory from Saturday. Hopefully, you have the day off and you can continue to enjoy with a nice, cool beverage in your hand. Either way, another great victory. Hopefully, you caught the live show last night, Sunday night on YouTube Live. So check that out. You can go back and find it on the channel, the Buckeye Cast. Um, and if you want to score some Buckeye gear, hit thebuckeyecast.com. Tons of good gear up there. The Silver Bullet shirts are flying off the shelves. People are in love with the Silver Bullets once again. A little late to the party. The Silver Bullets were flying around last year. Top defense in the country, by the way. But anyway, so yeah, help us out and subscribe. Leave a review if you're listening on podcast. Huge podcast audience. We appreciate all of you folks too. So anyway, today we're talking offense grades. We're getting into our regular schedule during the season. So Mondays are we go through the offensive grades. I give you my grades at each position group. I give you the PFF grades for each position, and we'll talk about it. Kind of give you a little detail, some stats. We'll talk stats and stuff. Yes, the landscapers are going off right outside the door, it sounds like. So apologies for the background noise, but got to do the podcast, man. What the hell? So anyways, yeah, looking at the stats here, let's start there. Again, like Ryan Day talked about it after the game. We talked about it last night. This was a very managed offensive plan. And I think you got to give Brian Hartline some credit here. Give him some fucking credit, like Phil Jackson might say. Anyway, I think this game plan played out exactly how Ryan Day wanted on offense. Total offense, just 203, 200 yards. But the most important thing is getting that dub. I don't care what the stat sheet looks like. Julian Sayin, 13 of 20 for 126 and a touchdown, no turnovers, a 65% completion percentage. I'll take that all day long. If your defense is that nasty, you can have a quarterback that throws for 126 every week, and you're probably in good shape. Now, rushing the ball, this was a major concern going into the week, and I'm still concerned. I was a little more confident in this O-line, and I was more confident in James Peoples. Both kind of let me down a bit here, but I think Peoples have bounced back, and I think this O-line will definitely bounce back throughout the year. They just got to come together, kind of gel. It takes time. But rushing yards, just 77 rushing yards as a team for the Buckeyes. Only 2 penalties for 15 yards. I like that. 11 first downs, 3 of 12 on third downs. Clearly, that has to be better. But again, give Texas a little credit. Those guys they get paid too. Literally, they get paid. But third downs, 3 of 12, that's terrible. 25%. And then 1 of 2 on fourth downs. The Buckeyes were not as aggressive on the fourth downs as Texas was. Texas went for it 5 times on fourth down. That was interesting. But anyways, yeah, Buckeyes only had 54 plays on offense. That's way down from their average even last year when they slowed down the tempo. 3.8 yards per play, 9.7 yards per completion. Looking at the comparison here in the halves, first half versus second half. The Buckeyes where's the completion average? Shit. Yeah, yards per play. The Buckeyes were 3.4 in the first half, 4.2 in the second half. So they increased their production a little bit on offense. That's good to see. Made some halftime adjustments. Third downs though actually declined in the second half. Just 1 for 6 in that second half. That's not great. And did not have to go for any fourth downs. So yeah, throwing the ball. The Buckeyes threw for 53 in the first half and 73 in the second half. A lot of that I mean, tack on those drops by Jeremiah, Max Clare. Did Inniss have a drop too? I thought I saw a drop in there somewhere for him. Anyways, um, but yeah, Julian stood up well in that pocket. I was impressed with his composure in there. Looking at his drop backs and his pressure, he was kept clean on 15 drop backs out of 20. Uh, he had a completion percentage of 73%, one touchdown, 112 yards. When he was under pressure, meaning just the front four was getting home, he was only under pressure 5 times, 5 dropbacks, and did get 2 completions off of that for 14 yards. Um, he was blitzed on 10 plays and completed 50% of his balls for 40 yards. So, again, no turnovers, and that's a good thing. Um, he just a few pressures. I mean, I'm kind of impressed. That O line in the pass blocking was fine. The run blocking is, like I mentioned earlier, concerning. Looking at Julian's pass chart, pretty conservative. I mean, that's what Ryan Day wanted. Like he said after the game, they wanted to not put him in situations where he would, he was under extreme pressure. So, really, he made his bread and butter right over the middle of the field, 0 to 10 yards, right in the center of the field between the hashes, 7 of 8 for 56 yards. And then behind the line of scrimmage, 3 of 4 for 18 yards. And the only deep ball they attempted was the one to Carnell down the left side. He was 1 for 1 there. He was 1 for 1, 0 to 10 yards on the left for nine, for 3 yards, and then 0 to 10 yards, one on the right for 9 yards. Really did they only attempted 4 passes over 10 yards down the field with Julian. So a very conservative play calling by Hartline and probably Ryan Day mixed in there. They went 0 for 3 on the 10 to 20 yard range, and then the 1 for 1 on the 40 yarder to Carnell. So the Buckeyes ran a lot of no play action, really. They only had 8 dropbacks with play action, and that's the touchdown to Carnell, the touchdown pass. So that's something to keep in mind. It'd be interesting to see if they adjust that going forward. So, all right, let's talk running game here. CJ Donaldson, 19 carries for 67 yards. That's just 3.5 yards a carry. Did punch in that one at the goal line for a touchdown. James Peoples, 10 attempts, 20 yards. That's a 2 yard average, I know. So yeah, that gives you 77 total as a team when you count Julian Sayin's 2 sacks or 1 sack, I think. I thought it was just 1 sack. Anyways, so yeah, rushing has to improve, but a lot of that again goes back to the O line. Did not have any big plays. Looking at the big plays on offense. Oh, 1 sec. Where the hell is it? Big plays. There we go. The Buckeyes only had 2 plays of over 15 yards. They had a 16-yard play to Jeremiah over the middle that he had a catch and run, and then the 40-yarder to Carnell. Compare that to Texas's 7. They had 4 over 15 yards, 3 over 10 yards in addition to that. So, yeah, running game, it's got to improve. And let's go look at these O-line blocking grades because it's not pretty. All right. So you got to remember, Onyanwa came in for Tegra, I want to say in the second quarter for a couple series. Looking at the snap counts here, everybody had 36 on the O-line. Tegra had 26, and Onyanwa, I believe, had 10. Yes, 10. Okay. So Luke Montgomery, your left guard, had a 56 run blocking grade. This is out of 100, remember? So that's terrible. Philip Daniels, right tackle, a 57.8. Carson Hinsman, the center, 59.1. Austin Sarabald, left tackle, 60.6. Integra, 50.5. Onyanwa, not gaining any favor here, 58.6. So that tells me a lot has to change with that O line in the run blocking area. Now, pass blocking, incredible. Just 4 pressures allowed on the day. Tegra allowed 2. Maybe that's why he got yanked. Hinsman allowed 1. And Bennett Christian, the tight end, allowed 1. So, all in all, a decent pass blocking. Luke Montgomery is 64, Philip Daniels 67. Okay, not great, but let's see improvement there. Hinsman a 70 is very good. Sarabell to 47.7. Yikes. Tegra 32. I didn't know you could get that. Onyanwa 0. He just had 5 pass blocking snaps. So, yeah. Yeah, run blocking. Let's talk about the tight ends here for a minute and their run blocking, because the Buckeyes were in a lot of 12 personnel. Like, I want to say more than 60% of the offensive snaps, they were in 2 tight end packages. So Kazmarik's run blocking 66. All right, it's all right. Sarabeld, we talked about him going to the tight ends here. You did get Nate Roberts in there, the true freshman, 1 snap at fullback on the touchdown dive by C.J. Donaldson. So that was nice. Jelani just in for 7 run blocking snaps. He got a 59. Still got to improve, Jelani. I don't know. Bennett Christian, a 55. He was in there for 21 run blocking snaps. Max Clare, he was only in there for 8 run blocking snaps and tallied a 46.6. So not great run blocking by anybody on that offense. So what else? Receivers. Let's look at receivers here. Yeah. So Jeremiah, 10 targets, 6 catches, a couple drops. We talked about that has to improve. Having flashbacks of week 1 last year, dropped the first pass. Carnell Tate, 2 targets, 2 catches, 49 yards and a touchdown. Had the big 40-yarder. Brandon Inniss, just 2 targets, 2 catches for 8 yards. Got to get him involved in the game more. But I think you'll see that going forward. I mean, again, this Texas defense and the game plan didn't allow for a lot of explosive plays. The Buckeyes were not just going to risk it. Max Clare, 3 targets, 1 catch, did have a drop there. It would have been a first down in the first quarter. Donaldson, 1 catch for 9. And Bennett Christian, 2 targets, 1 catch for 6. So all in all, pretty light numbers. You're probably not going to see this the rest of the season, honestly, unless, maybe against Penn State, they hold us down a little, but I still think we put up more than 126 through the air going forward, especially against them. Yeah, those are the big grades. So let me give you my letter grades for each position, starting with the quarterbacks. I'm going to go B. Julian Sayin stayed within the game plan, executed, did not make any mistakes. You want to ding him for that incomplete pass late in the fourth quarter when they want to run the clock. All right. But you'd be crushing him if he threw a fucking pick over the middle or even, a turnover-worthy throw. He had no turnover-worthy throws, according to PFF. So give him a B. Got the dub. That's number 1, right? That's number 1 goal. Get the dub. Number 2, distribute the ball to the open guys. You could say he missed Jeremiah on the first down throw that he threw to Max Clare that Clare dropped. I get it. But got the dub. And kid's first start, man, he looked pretty fucking good. He looked better than what's his face? Manning kid. Running backs, I'm going C-. A lot of that is on the O-line. But still, I was not impressed with these averages of 3.5 and 2. C.J. Donaldson and James Peoples. Got to improve that. I don't know. Maybe they weren't seeing the holes. Maybe there weren't a lot of holes there to deal with. I watched the game a few times. Looked like there were some openings at times. Not every snap, but I'm going C minus. Running backs have to do better. Coach lock them up. Wide receivers a D, drops. D is for dropping. Jeremiah, don't complain about not getting the ball if you're going to drop them. All right, pretty simple. I'm sure that will improve. Those guys will be on the jugs machines 24/7. Um, Tight ends. I'm going to go B minus. A lot of 12 personnel. The Buckeyes, being conservative, running the ball a lot. What do we have? How many attempts? 34 attempts on the ground, just 20 attempts through the air. So a heavy lean, in favor of the running game. And again, being conservative, ultra conservative, you could say. Um, if we lose that game, you're calling Ryan Day tight again, I think, most likely. Anyway, tight ends, we just ran through those run blocking grades, not great. So need to see improvement there. But good to see Nate Roberts, the fullback, come in. O line, C minus. Um, Kept Julian pretty clean for the most part. Simmons got in there once or twice. But yeah, a lot of work to be done on the running side of the O line. And this will come. This will come. Patience, let's not freak out. It will come. So that's what she said. Hey, anyway, let me know what you guys think. Give me your grades: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and O line. And let me know if anything else stood out to you that I didn't mention or that I did, whatever. But anyways, we'll talk defense tomorrow. Fired up for that. And then we'll talk Ryan Day on Wednesday. Thursday, what do we do on Thursdays? Oh, yeah, mixed bag. If we get Matt Patricia this week, we'll have the breakdown of his press conference and any highlights. And then Friday is your 5 keys to a Buckeye victory and best bets. So hit me up anytime. Appreciate you. We'll talk to you later. Go Bucks.